We're going to take a look at the synchronization system between your device, the cloud, the internet, and your PC edition, the other end of the synchronization process. You're looking at an iPhone simulator on screen on my Mac, which I'm going to demonstrate the entire synchronization process end to end for you. And we've got an iPhone simulator. I've also got VMware Fusion with Logbook Pro 1.11.0 running. And I've got a web browser with our MySync portal opened up at logbookpro.com/sync. So we're looking at all three important pieces of the synchronization system. The term cloud in our cloud synchronization system is another term for the internet. Essentially, it's our servers in a data center that will store your information. The device will send and receive information with our servers as well as your PC edition software, all based on your account credentials that you enter if you watched our Getting Started video. So the device can take your data, upload it, store it on the server. The PC edition will then call for any data that's on the server, do its work, and upload refresh reports, any other configuration information, store it on the server, and then the device will call for that. So it's a real simple process. From your standpoint, quite complex from the server standpoint. Our cloud synchronization, as I said, uses the internet. It is extremely reliable. I'd say 100% reliable, of course, as long as you have an internet connection and our servers are up. We do not have to deal with Wi-Fi. You don't have to go to some special page in your application. It tells you to type in some special URL into your browser to connect to your device and pull in data. You don't have to fuss with the application detecting your device. You don't have to deal with cables, cloud synchronization. All you need is an internet connection. The only time our application requires an internet connection is synchronization. Internet is not required for the use of Logbook Pro. All your data is stored on the device. When you tap sync, it will verify there is an internet connection and then transmit the data. In fact, the synchronization is so fast, it takes probably 1/10 of a second. We actually have to put a time delay in for our synchronization status bar. We've got a 1-second time delay just so you will see it. Otherwise, you would never have any indication that your device synchronized. All right, so let's take a look at the synchronization process. Let's start Logbook Pro PC Edition. Here's VMware Fusion again. If you looked at our Getting Started video, I showed you how we have to have at least one aircraft in the system, so your device has the aircraft types to add new flight log entries. And then also on the user info area, you have your account ID and your account username, which you get off of the MySync portal. So here's the information which you have to enter both in the PC and on the device. Let's take a look at the MySync settings. You can either go PDA MySync and get the menu, or there's a button right on the toolbar, MySync. Let's go into the account settings and discuss each of these in a little more detail for you so you understand. You know about the account ID and username. That is specific to your cloud storage account so that you can send data through our server and have it related only to you. There is an option for enable automatic synchronization, and I do recommend that you check this option. With automatic synchronization, if you have an account ID and username that is entered into your software, your PC edition software, when Logbook Pro starts, it will synchronize with the cloud. It will pull down any information from your device that you have entered and synced up, and then it will upload the refresh reports and configuration data. And the same thing occurs on shutdown. Typically on startup, we'll pull down data. On shutdown, we'll upload data. Now, if you force a synchronization by clicking MySync Sync Now, it'll be a two-way process. We'll pull down data and upload data in one shot. But with the automatic synchronization, on startup, we download data. On exit, we upload data, just to keep things a little more efficient. So I do suggest automatic synchronization, and then you don't have to worry about clicking MySync Sync Now. When you close Logbook Pro, it's going to handle your synchronization. Enable autofill when syncing. I recommend you turn this off. This is a feature that's carried over from version 1 from the days before we had autofill implemented on the device. Now, if you're not familiar with what autofill is, I'll give you a really quick introduction. Autofill takes each aircraft type that you have and allows you to check fields that you want to have the duration auto-entered into when you enter or change a duration value. So if I was to enter 2 hours of flying time in a Cessna 182 now, when I enter that 2.0, my pilot in command and solo fields, according to this configuration, are also going to get that 2.0 entered. So if you fly an aircraft and you have fields that are commonly being matched to your duration, you can use autofill to auto-enter that data. And there's also a landing option. So do pay attention to this, that day landing is your default option. So if all of a sudden you're entering flights and you entered a night landing and you're wondering why a day landing got entered, come back to the autofill, change it to none if you want, etc. So in fact, I'll go ahead and leave those on. We're going to save the changes. So let's go back to my setting account settings. So as I was saying, this is a feature that actually was done at Synchronization previously, prior to our version 2 app, or even about 1.04 version of the app is when we picked up autofill. Now on the app itself, when you enter and or change the duration, autofill will execute. And you also have the option of using autofill with when importing trips from the airline schedule importer, etc. So autofill will not populate a field that already has a value in it. So for example, if you manually entered 2 hours of duration and let's say it was 1 hour of pilot in command or just something different, when you synchronize down, let's say we had autofill checked, when you synchronize, autofill will say, you've already got a value in the pilot command, I am not going to touch it. Only if that field is blank and autofill says, I want, my user wants me to match pilot command with the duration, will it do it. So it should do it on the device now. Of course, you can turn off autofill on the device side as well in the settings flight log area. But again, so this is an option. If you don't want to do it on the device and you want to do it on the sync side, maybe you already entered your flights, you forgot to configure autofill, you can come back to the PC, go to Options, Autofill, configure your autofill settings, sync down the data, autofill will execute on the sync. You might want to turn it off afterwards. This bottom section is what we call scheduled sync. Scheduled sync is exactly as it sounds. Based on a time interval that you can set, whether it's every 15 minutes, every hour, 6 hours, 12 hours, Logbook Pro will synchronize with the cloud MySync portal. So it will go up to the portal, it'll pull down any data, rerun its reports, currencies, FAR 121, 135, limitations, etc., and push those back up to the cloud. Then your device, the next time it synchronizes, assuming your scheduled sync already ran, will pick up that information. This is useful for pilots that are away from the computer, instructors, airline pilots, etc., that you're away all day and you don't want to cross a limitation or a currency issue, etc. So you can actually be on a 4-day trip and you turn on, you enable scheduled sync, change it every 6 hours, and then when you leave, you just minimize Logbook Pro. Logbook Pro does have to remain running for this to work. Then on that interval, in this case 6 hours, Logbook Pro's, let's say you've been out flying a couple legs, you put that into your iPhone while you're away, then you synced it on up, and that goes up to the cloud. Then Logbook Pro is going to pick it up on the interval, update the report, send it back to the cloud. Next time you launch the app on your iPhone, it's going to automatically synchronize if you have Sync on Start selected, and your reports are updated. So while you're out and about flying, Logbook Pro is actually synchronizing with the Cloud Sync portal, updating your reports, and you have updated limitations, currencies, etc., without ever touching your PC. So we have a totally automated synchronization system available. All right, so those are the settings on the PC side. Let's take a look at the settings briefly on the device side. This has already been covered in the settings video. But in the synchronization section, we have Sync on Start, Sync on Exit, which are on by default. And then whether or not you want to sync your future or pending flights, and whether you want to purge synced data after synchronization occurs. So let's take a look at the synchronization process here. All right, so as I may have showed you, all right, we have no data on the MySync portal, and I'm going to show you in Logbook Pro we have no data in the spreadsheet style. Okay, so I just want to check my settings here. We're going to turn, we'll leave it automatic on. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and close Logbook Pro, and I'm going to show you the automatic sync. So let's go back to our device, and let's add a flight. We'll just call it local, one leg. Actually, I wanted to show you the auto. Well, we don't have it synced up yet, so let's just do this. And we're going to go 1 hour and save it. All right, so we have 1 hour in a Cessna 182 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back to our home screen, tap sync. So now we have taken our information on the device and synchronized our data to the MySync portal. The MySync portal is going to hold this information. All right, right now we don't see any data, but we just synced. So let's click refresh. And now you can see our 1 hour flight, local 1, 2, 3, 4. So this just confirms for us that it's sitting on the server and it's ready to be synchronized. Now, data synchronizes one way, from device to PC. The iPhone app, iPad app is not a standalone logbook. It is designed to allow you to add new information while away and synchronize that back to your PC. Alright, so we can see that we have taken our device data, synchronized it to the MySync portal. It should show gray. Yes, it does, which means it has been synchronized. Now let's start Logbook Pro. Now remember the, well, let's not sync it just yet. I want to show you one more feature. What if you entered the wrong flight time? What if it's supposed to be 1-5, not 1-0? Well, let's go back to our device. Let's change the flight time. Let's go 1-5 and save it. So are we going to get a second entry on the MySync portal? Or is it going to be smart enough to say, hey, this is the same flight, let's just update it? Let's see. So let's sync. We've got our change. Let's come over to our page. All right, now let's refresh because we just synced. And look at that. We only have one entry. It's smart enough to realize that I already have you in my database. You've been updated. Let me update the information. So here's the duration. Okay, now let's go to the PC edition. And let's see how we synchronize that data on down. Now, if you remember, I have automatic sync turned on. So when I launch Logbook Pro, it's going to get that information from the cloud and synchronize it. Okay, so remember, we have no flights in our logbook yet. So we should see one flight. There we go. We have automatic sync, and there's our flight with 1.5. So let's go ahead and exit. Let me show you one more nice feature. You might have seen real quickly on exit how it uploaded the information to the MySync portal. So let's go back to our device, and presently our currency as of 12/27/2136. Let's see if we synchronize if our currency report is updated. So we had 2136 on 12/27. So let's go to currency, 2139. So our currency have been updated. The report has been updated. And you can see our 1.5 now shows in our one flight. So let's make a change now. What will happen if I change this 1.5 to 2.5? In Logbook Pro PC Edition, am I going to get a duplicate entry, or is it smart enough to find it and update it? So let's go back to Logbook Pro, start it. We have automatic sync turned on, so it's going to synchronize for us. In a duration of 1.5, changed to 2.5, and we did not get a duplicate entry in Logbook Pro. So you can see it is a smart system that is going to prevent duplication from any type of resynchronization. So you can update the data on your device if needed, if you haven't purged it, and Logbook Pro PC will actually update that. Now let's say we've got Logbook Pro already open here. How do we synchronize without having to wait on that automatic synchronization? Let's add another flight. Let's go. A little cross country. We'll just do that. Alright, so we've added another flight to the device. We'll tap sync. Well, actually, we've got sync on start and exit, so I didn't even need to do that. In fact, I'm going to show you. So we have sync on start as well as sync on exit. So we're going to synchronize on exit. Let me add another flight. And we'll come back. Got some headwinds, so we'll take 4.5 to get back. And we're going to save it. And now all I'm going to do is just exit the app. Synchronization happens on exit. So now I should see 2 flights come into Logbook Pro. Our trip to Dallas and back. Well, we've already got it running. How do we sync? All I have to do is click My Sync, Sync Now. And there are our 2 flights, Richmond to Dallas and Dallas back to Richmond, 3545. So there you have it, the synchronization process from the device up to the MySync portal. Showed you how to get from the portal down to the PC edition and back, complete round trip. We looked at the capability of the MySync portal or the cloud sync system to prevent duplication, and then as well as the duplication prevention in the PC sync. Now I do want to mention that the duplication prevention, when going from the cloud to the PC only, the flights are protected. Certificates, ratings, and history do not have that protection at this time. So the flights you can update all day long and you're not going to get any duplication in the PC edition. So if you have any questions, here are some resources to assist you. In the MySync portal, you can go to the documentation and learn about the MySync. And we've got the video tutorials. So lots of good information to help you out. This will be the synchronization video, which I'll be adding from this one. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a shout at support@nc-software.com. And please do take a look at the documentation and the video tutorials and the knowledge base, and you'll learn even more how to get the most out of your app. All right, thank you for watching.